Hi, thank you for joining me tonight as we get ready to go into our Bible study. We have a lesson tonight, very familiar. They're coming from the book of Job, the first chapter. Here it is, a perfect and upright man in the eyesight of God being tested by Satan to the one to deny God. But here it is, God knowing all the time. He wasn't worried about what Job's going to do because he have had many opportunities before to deny him. So here it is, a man of greatness. Satan asked God, I'm here to see who I can devour. And God offered Job to him and said, have you considered my servant Job? Well, calamity came upon Job's life. Job did not sin and he did not blame God for what was happening in his life. So that was not what Satan had expected. He expected, Job to just curse God because when he saw everything that Job had, the first thing he wanted to do was take it away from him. Jealousy and jealousy came into Satan's heart. And when he caused all the blessings that God had given Job to be destroyed, that really didn't bother Job as much until he heard that his children had been burned in this fire and all of them had been killed. He got up and rent his clothes, shaved his head, bowed down and worshiped God. That is so much humility that's coming from Job in this lesson to let us know that we need to be careful that when these things come in our lives, we're, don't think that, we worked so hard to get these things, but they were blessings from God. And we can be thankful that, who God is and what God can do for us. So don't sin and don't curse God. Always remember that He is faithful and just. He will always, as long as we are obedient to God, He'll restore those things. So in the lesson tonight also, we want to remember that life is important. If we are going to live a holy and Christian life, we have to turn our life over to God. We can't live in a world that is full of hate, full of envy, full of jealousy, because that is the wrong character. That is not what Job had. He had, even when his children was doing things, and he knew, we're people. We have a man's heart. So he was taking his children before God and asking God to forgive them of the things that they were doing. And this is another lesson for us as parents. We know that our children have to grow up just like we did. So when they do wrong, it's not always a punishment. It's sometimes we just have to take them before God and let God deal with them. So we want to thank you tonight for joining us and knowing that, like Job, the 7,000 sheep, the 3,000 camels, the 500 oxen and sheep asses, and the house full of servants, all that Job lost, he didn't blame God. He didn't even sin. But God restored everything to him. And that's how we want our life to be. If calamity or death or anything comes, we want to have the same type of spirit that Job had. Continue to love God and worship Him. Thank you for joining us.